to the ITL. Yeah, a lot of exhaust just in time for me to... somebody came with a moving truck. Okay, anything to get me off kilter, huh? Actually, this week has been quite eventful for me, actually. I mean, it's just normal life stuff. I did actually... If you haven't noticed, if you haven't been following this week's videos, I've been, ever since, what was it, Wednesday? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I actually put up a video every day. And I did that because, well, I figured, you know what, why hold them back? Long I don't do a video, all the videos in one day. It's all cool. And I've actually got one scheduled for Monday. And I have one yet to be, edited and everything, ready to be put up for Tuesday morning. Because Tuesday, from what it looks like, the weather-wise, it looks like I will be on the bike yet again. Which, I'm not complaining, I love it. I love it. As I'm not out today because, well... the weather, I'm feeling the weather. I'm really feeling the weather. And if you can tell by the lighting and a little bit off to the side here that it is wet out. It is drizzly out at times. It is cool out here. Actually, that's why I'm all bundled up in my outer shell of my winter coat. I say outer shell because I do have a liner that zips into it. But yeah, and actually I broke out the wool shirts to get through this. I mean, the clouds are actually, the sun's trying to poke out, but the clouds are all gray. They're holding water. But yeah, actually this is recorded the Friday before you actually see it, and it's actually released, and it is... Oh, my pups are barking. I was on a hangout with Dante Fox just last night. It was a good hangout. Something came up though. Can't remember, it was after the hangout or right before we got off. Well, I think it was after the hangout. Maybe during the hangout. I can't remember. I really can't remember, honest with you. But anyway, it came to my attention that one of the members had ordered a ham radio, and like, cool, this is what I've been getting into for the last almost a year. Well, a few months shy of a year. And I am actually getting ready to hopefully take my test next month. Hopefully I'll pass. I'm hoping. It's been a long struggle. The memory don't work quite as well as it used as you would think it would, and blah blah blah. And also, I've been held back with different roadblocks stopping me. But I figured I'll take it. Pass, fail, we'll see. Hopefully I'll pass. Hopefully I don't fail, or whatever. But yeah. But I went ahead and helped, and then one of the individuals I was in the hangout with a question he asked, because he had a friend that was a police officer that had a radio. The guys, the agency they worked for, the town they worked for, the guy I worked for, they don't furnish radios, and scat cat. There's a kitty over here, and so they have to furnish their own radios. And him and a buddy that works with them, they got a set of radios, and they didn't know how to program them. And I mean, can you manually program a ham radio? Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. But I mean, I'll tell you, the way it's more common is actually, and there's a lot of videos on this on YouTube using this program, and it's free online. It's called Chirp, CHIRP. I've probably mentioned this in previous videos a while back. And as long as the radio has the USB programming cord you can get for it, or it sometimes come with it, you could use Chirp. And what you have to look for the driver for that particular make and model radio, and then hook it in, and it makes it really easy. Any questions about using chirp if you're wanting to get into this. There's a lot of information on just YouTube alone, and actually there's actually, I'll leave it down in the description if I remember. If I don't, I'm sorry. Of one, I can't remember the actual YouTuber that is, he's actually out in California, I believe. He does a fantastic job helping other ham radios people out. You'd say hammers. But anyway, that's how what I would use, just for simplicity. You can back it up, radio up, and put it on a file and just give it to the owner, and that way the owner, if it needs to program again, you can say, okay, use this. Here's your copy of your file for it. You can just get it back up and running like that. Okay, first place. And another one of us had ordered a Baofeng radio. That's what's in this box. This is actually the same one I showed before. I don't think I've ever showed this particular one, because the other one I got off of Sermon Rider actually had a different box. This is the UV5R, and I believe it is UV5. Yeah, it's the UV5R, and it's the same thing basically. Exact same thing as what Suburban Rider had given to me to get me started. You might ask me, well, why do you need two? Well, there's many reasons why you can need two, but the main reason is the very first one, and that's the problem with getting Chinese knockoffs and stuff, products. The very first one had a problem. You could program it using chirp with the computer, but you couldn't manually program it. And I wanted both, to be able to do both ways. There was something wrong with it. Every time you get to that last number, I forget exactly the exact wording it would use, but it would tell you it would just blank out, like it was away, but like you're out of frequency, or it was out of frequency. It was set up for something. It would just knock it out. It wasn't working, and I tried everything for it. Now, this particular radio, I did get. I had an antenna that I misplaced. I had it over Ohio with the Buckeye Boys. I repacked it on the bike, and whenever I came back home, I packed this all, put it in my cupboards that I keep it, and the radio, the antenna, I figured, you know what, I'll just leave it in my ammo can. It'll be fine there until I get home. Well, it's not there. I don't know where it went to. Hopefully I'll find it. But to be honest with you, if I don't find it, everything I purchased for this and the other one, they were under $10. That, I believe that antenna was maybe $4 or $5, maybe $6. So I'm not out a whole lot. But that longer antenna that I had, I can't remember the make model. I'll try and look it up, and I'll leave a link to it for Amazon, of course. And I'm not affiliated with Amazon. I'm not being paid for it, any of this. This is just what I used. Down in the description also. So if you're into these Baofeng radios, which I'll talk to you a little bit about something about this, you might want to upgrade the stock antenna, that's what this is, to that. And the reason why being is this stock antenna, it is good for what it is. It's good for local. It does a pretty good job. The radio works. I put that one on it. The radio came to life. Now, I wasn't able to transmit because I don't have my licenses. Let's say that, okay? Because you'll hear a little bit later on what you can and can't do with these. But I never had anybody put on a meter to see if it was really good, because there's a lot of knockoff antennas and everything. But that antenna worked well. I was able to pick up further out, and it just worked out well. Okay, that's all I'm going to go with that. Now, this box here, I did have switch stuff I bought with the other radio in this box, including my Lapel, my little microphone, carry microphone, extra battery stuff. But this is the actual new radio. Let me try to put this down so I don't drop it. And it just screws on like this. And when it comes to you, it won't have the belt clip installed on it. Okay, you have to put the 2 screws on it. But the battery pack is in the very back here. And what you do is you push down this little button that says push in here. The battery pops out, slides out. Now I'll have 2 of these. One from the old one doesn't work right, and this. I do have there's road equipment coming by, so we'll just stop talking for a couple minutes. Yeah. But anyway, but I do also have the backpack that goes to that you can use for the batteries. That you actually put what's it, double A's or triple A's? Let me see if I can have it in here. And no, I don't. No, I don't. Actually, the one about my backup battery came from the other ones right here. But I have it. It takes like 4. I believe 4 or 6 double A's or triple A's. You can buy those at any store. Slap it on. To understand, they don't last as long. I never really read them dead. But these are rechargeable. I do have the USB cord to make it so you can recharge. I can recharge these on the fly. What you do is you plug them to a USB port. It actually uses here it is. You take your battery like you have I have on the radio. This is my second one, backup, and this is the basically you get this as the charger unit, and there's a cord plug-in for back here. And what you do is you slide the battery in it, and it kind of locks in there pretty good. But you get a USB cord, and you plug it in here, and you just plug it into a USB socket and charge it. And if you're on the go in a car, it'll charge it. And actually what I did is I stuck a rubber band around here to hold it in place, plugged it in, and put this on the side inside my tank bag, and it worked. So, but saying that, and this is actually the backpack that I was talking to you about for that has the triple A's, no, double A's. Takes 6 double A's. I'm not going to pull them out because it's a bugger to get them all back in there good without rattling. This is cheap. And this does is you just unplug, take battery off of here, and it slides in, and it actually makes it bigger, so it actually fits in the hand better. And see if there's any battery left in it. Actually, no, it doesn't. It's dead. I have to change the batteries out, not.
Frequency mode.
Yeah, and you might have heard that. It said frequency mode. Whenever I turn it on, it actually says, "Hello, Mike," because I programmed it for that. But yeah, this is about now. You kind of heard and seen the little bits and pieces that I've told you about, and there's actually a couple more things coming in the box, like it's got a microphone set up that you plug it into it, that you put in your ear and all that. I find that next to useless to me. And I do have a stubby antenna also. That's useless too. It's a waste of money in my eyes. But let's come down to it. The FFA, which governs the ham radio. Basically, they make up the rules. They are pushing these out. They're making it so these are no longer to be imported in the United States. And it goes in deeper than that. It really does. They don't want you using these. And here's why. Everything brought into the United States will actually receive and transmit in the ham radio bands, and then with every license you get a little section on bands, and These can go outside of that. These can go outside of it. Just to give you an example, you know those little family radios are actually called. They're used for hunting. They're like 2-3 channels on it. They only get a couple miles out. They say, oh, we can get 15. No, they only get a couple miles out of them, special terrain around where I live. If you're lucky to get that. People use it for their kids if they're going out around, be able to contact them. I mean, there's numerous different reasons to get it. These will actually talk to those. You can actually program, find out what frequency they are, what channels they are, frequencies, program into your channel, and talk back and forth. The problem is those are like, I think it was like a watt or less. These are a 5-watt radio. You're blowing them out. That's one of the reasons why they don't want you talking on that. Well, from what I understand, you can, and then I found it, and this is, you can actually, while you're programming, you can program these to go down to 1 watt. Still a little bit more higher than probably than the little ham radio, the little family radios, but you can take it down to 1 watt. You're talking to them. Is it legal? No, not by using, no. But if you took it down to 1 watt, which is right around what those little radios do, and you're talking back and forth with your friends, you're not abusing it, you're not cussing, you're not swearing, you're not threatening people's lives, you're not doing all that stuff. Are they going to know that you're on one of these? Probably not. Probably not. And it's like that's where the problem comes into. So if you're interested in one of these, you might want to get them before all this stuff comes into effect, and as long as they are still they're still in the United States. Because once they're in the United States, they're stopping from being imported. They're stopping them. They're talking about stopping them from the importing first, I believe. And I'm not going to be wrong about that, but I mean, you still can get what's in the United States, but already been imported. And this one here, actually, I mean, I'll be telling you, this one right here, the small kit, I picked it up for under $20. Under $20, not 100, under $20. And I'd actually got the extended warranty for 3 years for this off of Amazon. And I mean, and I questioned, I wrote and questioned it. Here they come again. Don't we just love it? I mean, there's only other streets you could go down, bub. And I messaged the warranty company that Amazon, buy off Amazon, and they said, yeah, we'll cover it for 3 years. My question is, are they going to be able to cover it to replace it if they can't get any more? That's the problem. I'm thinking of, just thought of. But yeah, they do. You could use these as a scanner. You program the frequencies into it, use them as a scanner, and also in dire straits, whenever the state of emergency, communications are down, you're legally allowed to use these to get help, to transfer information. You're legally allowed to use these, but that's only in dire straits also. So, I mean, it is what it is. And you can go with your imagination on further out with what you can do with these things. Now, I'm not pushing anybody to go into ham radios. I am just telling you what my experience is, what I have found out, and how this could help somebody, how I'm trying to help somebody else out. And to be honest with you, I've actually never really thought of it, but this one here, actually, my old one, the screen inside was like all wrinkly. This one here ain't. It's all nice. And I mean, it still looks like brand new. And I actually used this because this has an FM receiver built into it. Well, it should. I mean, it's ham. It covers those radiuses. And I was actually listening to the FM radio at nighttime while I was in the tent with this, and it picked up beautiful. It picked up really beautiful. So I mean, these are cool little radios, and they're trying to get them out of the United States because, well, they can do evil too. And I mean, what I like about this thing is for under $20. I mean, it actually has a light right there. I don't think you can see it. A little LED light there, and actually pretty bright. You can use it as on all the time, see around, and also it flashes also. So if you're stuck in the woods and you want somebody to be able to track where you're at, you could set this on the flash and just have it set in where it's flashing and people can see a very far long distance. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. Hopefully I will be taking my test next month. Hopefully I'll pass it. Good luck. And I'd like to put a shout out, because this is a very long one. I know this is the end too. I'd like to put out a little bit of a shout out for Bandit Nev. I'll try to remember to leave a link to his channel down in the description for you guys. To understand, I don't know if he really wants me to put this out or not, but he's been putting in his comments a lot, so I figured, he must not care, you know. Can't remember why. Can't remember if he really said. I think he did in a video, but he Monday after this is posted, he's supposed to be going into the hospital, I guess, for surgery, and I'll tell you, my thoughts and prayers will be going out to Bandit Nev. I hope everything works out very well for you. Bandit Nev has been, I've been with Bandit Nev that's close to the beginning. Only ones I've been a little bit longer with would be like Navy Thomas 8 and Suburban Rider and a few others, but Bandit Nev is right in there, and he's a good guy. He's a good guy. So I mean, yeah, thoughts and prayers be going out to him till I hear further notice. This is MuzzleMike, hoping you all have a great week. Signing out.